This video is going to focus on the build section of Weebly. In the build section, you'll notice that you have your first page. This will always come up to your home page. You'll eventually add more pages to your site depending on the complexity of what you're offering. But for now, we'll look at the home page. Notice that on the left-hand side, there are these different what we call elements, and they're basically tiny little widgets that you can bring into your page. There are basic elements like text and pictures. There are structural elements like columns, if you needed to list multiple things in different columns, creating a search box, putting in a divider. Okay. There are media elements, and notice when I get to each section that these different buttons up at the top highlight, and they're a quick way of getting to these sections. Under media, you can upload video, you can upload audio, you can, if you happen to have uploaded a video to your own YouTube account, you can pull it in through this YouTube element. You could have files that you might offer for people to download that visit your site. And then finally at the bottom, some that you may not use as much, but you can put an embed code in there. If you have a particular tool on the web that you wanted to show through your website, you can actually use embed code. We won't get into this too much, but if you're familiar with that, you can absolutely do that. You can even generate a poll so that visitors coming to your site, you might ask them an opinion about your project, or an opinion about something that you're studying, and you can actually have them take the poll, and they can see the live results of people's votes right on the website. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a title element right here, and I'm just going to drag it in to a spot. And notice that so at the bottom in the middle, you'll see this thing that says drag elements here. And so keep in mind, the way Weebly works is there are different sections that are editable. And so in this section, I can bring in a title element, and it'll just come in, and you'll see that it takes up this much of your area. And it's very easy. You'll find that all of this is actually very easy to use because you drag an element in and then you just click on it to edit. So I might title this something like, welcome to my website. And since it is a title, I'm going to make sure that I capitalize. And that comes out in a certain format. And then if I want to bring in some descriptive text, I take the text element and I drag it underneath. And the lines will indicate to me when an element is underneath. You'll see this blue line appear between the elements, and that's where I know where to drop it. And once I let go, that element becomes, again, editable. And you'll notice, again, because of the type of template that I've chosen, my titles happen to come out in blue, and my text is coming out in black. This is my beginning text. Okay. And then I might want to add something like a picture. And notice that there are different types of pictures you can add. A single image, a gallery of images, and then a slideshow. Now, you guys won't have many images yet until you start working deeper into your project, but let's just say for now that I wanted to add one. I would click on the image module, and then I get presented with an object that just says, go select an image. And there's mine right there. So depending on what the content of what you're developing on your website, that's how you're going to determine which elements you'll need, how many of them you'll need, and where they'll be placed. And that's something you'll just need to decide as you build your website. So I encourage you to explore these different elements, look at the ones that are most relevant to you, and test them out. Just as a final follow-up here, just to upload image, all I do is click on this image icon, and then I'll select an image from my desktop or from wherever I decided to store my image.